ゴジラマイナスワン。
I'll tell you about this movie. It's going to be spoilers, and it's a Godzilla movie, and a lot of them are the same. Spoiler alert, this movie starts off with a World War II kamikaze pilot who decides he doesn't want to be a kamikaze pilot. He doesn't want to fly his plane to his death. He lies and says that there's a problem with the plane so that he can land. And they discover that there isn't a problem with the plane. And so tension. But before that can overflow, they are attacked by Godzilla. Godzilla's about the size of, he's bigger than Indominus Rex. He's maybe two Indominus Rex, maybe two and a half. And they see Godzilla, like, oh no, and they're hiding. The lead officer or whatever tells the kamikaze pilot, hey, go over there to that plane that has a gun on it and shoot the gun at Godzilla, because you can kill it if you do that. And the guy's like, don't you think that might just make him angry? And the head, go ahead, just go do it. And they all got their guns fixed on Godzilla. Godzilla's just like stomping around, just kind of like messing stuff up, just being Godzilla. Goes over to the plane and sets his sights on Godzilla, and he can't pull the trigger. He's terrified, which he should be. Everybody who's hiding, who is what would appear to be safe because they never show Godzilla actually see them, they start shooting. Everybody dies except for the high-ranking officer and the kamikaze pilot. So now the kamikaze pilot, hey, he's depressed. He didn't kamikaze and he couldn't pull the trigger on Godzilla. It wouldn't have done anything, but he didn't pull the trigger. Post-World War, Japan is just all jacked up. Places are destroyed. People can't find their children, their moms, their dads, their families. It's sad. It's depressing. But he just happens to run into the most attractive girl in the movie because this is a movie. My favorite example is the Three Amigos. They go to the town and they just, all three of them get the best looking women in the town. I love when Ned Nederlander's woman walks up. You never see her through the whole, anyway. Okay, so she was trying to save a little child that was given to her by a dying mom. Take care of a child. War was the war, right? Okay, I'll take care of your child. And the three, now it's the three of them. Hard times. Dude gets a job cleaning up mines from the war left behind by the war. Mines, mind you, to destroy ships. Mentions Godzilla to the people that he's on the boat with. Matter of fact, speaking of mentioning Godzilla, Godzilla's not a surprise in this movie. These people know of him. So, oh, you saw Godzilla. Yeah, I saw, all that stuff. Let's get these mines, blah, 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 blah. Try and keep his kamikaze stuff a secret, but of course that gets out and it's like, oh man, and depressed. Yeah, I should have killed myself for my country. It focuses on this character. This movie focuses on this character. Then Godzilla comes back. He's come to the main island, Ginza, and he's stomping and romping and he's doing a Godzilla type situation. And they're like, this is bad. In this movie, he is a bad Godzilla. All right, so I'm not going to try to overhype that because I know what a bad Godzilla is. So this Godzilla was a bad Godzilla, and bad Godzillas destroy shit. That's what this Godzilla was doing. He walks through the town. Noriko, I think that's her name, is on a train at the time Godzilla's going through town. And unfortunately, Godzilla comes straight at her train, picks the train up in his mouth. You've seen it in the trailer. She's dangling. Oh my gosh, she's dangling. Luckily, over some water, drops down in some water, gets a chance to run away, finds, I don't know how, but it's a movie, finds the guy, the kamikaze pilot. Here we are. We reconnected through this crowds of running people from Godzilla. Look, there's Godzilla. Godzilla spits his atomic breath, shoots his atomic breath at something, and it's something to see. His atomic breath in this movie is something to see. Okay, I'm not sure how it's going to work in close range combat, but at long range combat, it is. So when that happens, it causes almost like another atomic bomb. The shockwaves and everything is coming towards our couple, our main characters. And instead of running, they stand there and watch. They see that it is blowing things past them. They stand there. That's okay. This is a Godzilla movie, and Godzilla movies are, they have plot holes and stuff like that. And then Noriko, who probably weighs about 80 something pounds, pushes pushes. Now the other dude probably weighs like 90 something. He's a little too. Pushes him into a like an alley so that she can take the full brunt of the force of the blast. As a suggestion, cross body block. I don't know how much she can bench press instead of that. Okay, and bench press would be because you would have a bench against you, so you would be able to bench a lot at that point, a lot more than if you had nothing on this side and you pushed a full grown person. I would suggest cross body block. What that is you run at the person and you jump with your entire body weight onto them. Both of you make it to safety. Unfortunately, she did not think of a cross body block. And at that particular point in time, a lot of things could be going through your mind. Cross body block might not be one of them. She takes the full brunt of the blast, and that's it for Noriko. All right. So now we got Kamikaze left, and he's out there in the rain and crying. It's already been rough for this dude. Whole movie, crying, right? Oh, hurts. I had the hottest girl in the movie. It hurts. She gone. Now I got this child. Okay. Now, the government doesn't want to help destroy Godzilla. Nobody else wants to, because it's war. Nobody else wants to destroy, maybe even examine or study that, hey, in this particular universe, a creature like a Godzilla is like a dog or a giraffe or any other creature that people are like, yeah, that's cool. Even like it's attacking your town. It's like, yeah, I know, but we got war to deal with. They got things to deal with. They got a lot going on. So it takes a group of private citizens to go after God. This is, man, you know what I'm saying? Private citizens, they step up. We got to take down Godzilla. How you doing? How's the family? Oh, your girl died? You should have married her. I know now I feel even worse because you brought that up. But I couldn't marry her because I wasn't ready. Dude been depressed. Kamikaze pilot comes back, his family's dead. Dude been depressed. Yeah, I got the hottest girl in town. And we doing good. We're raising this child. But I'm depressed. Okay? So, all right. Now, and I know she likes me, but I'm depressed. Now she dead. Godzilla blast. Revenge. So they get together. They got a plan. The plan is kind of Looney Tunes, but it's a Godzilla movie. Deal with it. And the plan makes sense too. I mean, if you were to do what they want to hook they want to tie things around, tie some cables around Godzilla with some devices to make him go to the sink really, really fast, which would kill you. And then if that doesn't work, rise really, really fast, which would kill you from the bottom, from the floor, the ocean, the sea floor, the ocean floor, or whatever. That would kill you. Kill you, me, us, most, all. But God is in his name. So despite that particular warning, they do it. Hey, it's all they got. They do it anyway. And it's deliberation. Are you sure? Are you sure? Man, are you sure? Nope. I'm out. Okay, I'm sure. All right, I'm back in. Anybody else want to leave? Yeah, I think I'm going to go home. Okay, but the rest of y'all, we good. Rally speech, Captain America style. Not quite, but we rally speech. I don't know how they got them ships. Well, they explain it in the movie, though. But still, it's kind of like, these are big ships. But they got these ships. And they go and they take these ships out and they lure Godzilla into this trap. He ignores a trap. And he goes on land anyway and starts doing his thing. But the kamikaze pilot, they got him a special plane. Not sure why the plane. No, I know why the plane had. You know why the plane? I know why the plane had to be special. The plane had to be special because it's a Godzilla movie. He uses that special plane to get Godzilla's attention. Godzilla's like doing his thing, and then he's like, plane. Follows the plane back out to the water, and they do the damn thing. They sink him, they raise him, and it's Godzilla. And he's about to kill everybody. Did I mention that the kamikaze pilot I didn't mention that. Kamikaze pilot, the plane that they needed, it needed a little work done. The kamikaze pilot went and got the guy that asked him to try to shoot Godzilla at the beginning of the movie. He got him to help fix the plane. And that was a whole situation on its own. You're chastising me because of what happened in the beginning of the movie. Okay, I understand, but we need to fix this plane. So anyway, Godzilla's on land. He uses the plane to lure Godzilla back out to the water. We already said that. All right, so anyway, Godzilla's back out in the water. They sunk him, they raised him, He is pissed. I'm done with y'all. You know, his spikes light up and I'm gonna shoot you. And then it's like, but wait, we need to see the looks on everybody's faces. I'm gonna shoot you. We need to see the look on everybody's faces. Okay, oh no, what's gonna happen? We're all gonna die. And of course, the kamikaze pilot comes in. Ha ha, I got a plan. Flies straight into Godzilla's mouth. The plane is loaded with bombs. He finally gets to do his kamikaze thing. But wait, there's a twist. The mechanic, the guy from the beginning who shamed him for not kamikazing, and then again for being too scared to shoot Godzilla when he told him to, had a change of heart like the Grinch. And he said, you know what? We got this ejection seat for you. Ejection seat for you. Let the cheese fall on the crust where it may. We see that plane go in there. We don't see nobody eject. But of course, then it cuts to him. He has ejected. Did you see him eject? I didn't see him eject. He's floating down. Godzilla is just like with the plane in his mouth. And then the plane explodes. Blows the top of Godzilla's head off. Godzilla sinks to he's dead. Okay. Yes, kamikaze pilot, savior of the universe, right? Everything's, man, hey, you know, I couldn't do it at the beginning. Couldn't shoot Godzilla. My family. People shame me. Hottest girl in town. Raising a kid. Then she dies. But I killed Godzilla. What you know about that? He gets a letter. He reads the letter. Okay. Goes to the hospital. Takes the kid with him. Noriko has survived. Not only has she survived, she has what we would call Hollywood wounds. Where if you pretty, you only get scarred here. Or maybe here. She should be dead. And if not dead, jacked up. She's pretty. She just has Band-Aid here. And some rap in other places. Once again, cheesy Godzilla movie. We expect these things. We move on, but it ends showing her neck, and she has a glowing scar. Oh, there's another thing. Godzilla is coming back to life. That's your spoiler review of Godzilla Minus One. What did I think about Godzilla Minus One? I think it's fine. Now, let's go dark. I am a huge Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla. I will probably never watch this movie again. Not because it's bad, but because I love Godzilla. It's a special kind of bond I have with this imaginary creature. Let me explain what I mean. My first memory of shedding a tear in a theater during a movie was a Godzilla movie. It's Godzilla 1985, when they kill him and he dies in that volcano and he lets out that blood-curdling scream. That hurt me. That hurt me. Now I can look at it and that scream and kind of get a little comical because he's kind of, you know, get a little comical. But at the time, I was a children. It cut me deep. When I was watching Godzilla 1985 in the theater and they would cut to the animatronic Godzilla, at my young age, I was concerned because it did look fake. I could tell that it looked fake. I was concerned that people in the audience would snicker. I was looking around. I had my ears open. I was hoping that the people in the audience didn't see how fake it looked to me because I didn't want any slander against Godzilla. I didn't want any cracks to show for my hero. And that's the way I've been since. I want Godzilla to be taken care of in his movies, even though a lot of them are. One of my favorite scenes in any Godzilla movie is from King of the Monsters, when Ghidorah is about to kill Madison. I remember her name. and Godzilla comes and saves her. And that look as she turns around and sees him coming to save her, that's the child version of me. Okay? I love Godzilla. Present him well for me. This movie did not do that for me. This was a CG Godzilla, and it was very easy to tell. This was the worst looking Godzilla, in my opinion. This movie didn't seem to care. When the guy saw Godzilla at the beginning and all that happened, it was a big deal. But then it was like, this movie's about this dude, this guy, and that's all good. That's what it's about. I would have preferred it be a little bit more about Godzilla. I would have preferred that maybe Godzilla be on the mind. The human characters in the MonsterVerse Godzilla movies, that's all they talk about. I know people say it's not about Godzilla. Those people aren't paying attention. Period. In the MonsterVerse Godzilla movies, all the human characters talk about is Godzilla. What are we gonna do about the situation of monsters and Godzilla? And that's what I want. I want my Godzilla put on a pedestal. I want it to be about Godzilla. I want him to be the threat. I want him to be revered, respected, feared. -1 pushes Godzilla to the side. The government don't even care about Godzilla. If there was a creature like that out there, governments would be like, we need that creature. We want to study. We want, like Alien and all this other movie, Predator, where it's like, dude, we need to get a piece of this thing. The guy in the movie, I feel like the direction he was given was, hey, you are to be depressed. That needle better be like this through the whole movie. If I see a spike in your personality or disposition, you're fired. Shin Godzilla was like that. And I loved Shin Godzilla. But Shin Godzilla spent the entire movie worried about Godzilla. To be honest with you, this looked like a Mecha Godzilla. When the spikes came out of his back, that was the most inorganic thing I've seen in a Godzilla movie, other than what would happen in a Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla movie. You could see the hole in its tail where the spike was, and it would just shoot out and stop like in a designated spot. It didn't look organic at all. Then there was the way he walked. Another thing I didn't like about the movie was we spent, I don't know, 2.5 hours being depressed with this dude just to see his, I guess, arc where he finally gets the big one. And then they had the nerve to show Godzilla coming back to life before the movie was even over. So that whole 2.5 hours, and then you just spit in that character's face like that. At least that's how I felt. We know he's coming back. You could have waited and given us this guy's heroic story untainted. So depressed this dude is down. I don't want to go through that again. I have no desire. I care about Godzilla. I don't give a shit about this dude. Even though it was a good character study and it makes sense for somebody to be depressed, I'm a hardcore defender of the raptor dream in Jurassic Park 3. Why? They spend the first part of that movie with Dr. Grant doing nothing. How raptors are smart and can talk. That's all this dude is talking about. And he has PTSD. You're going to fly him to a dinosaur island? Of course he's going to have a dream about a talking raptor. I have dreams like that all the time. If I was chased by a raptor and then I was talking about talking raptors all the time, I would have dreams about talking raptors. There's people who don't understand that. They can't figure that out. They can't. And the connection is so simple. This guy in this movie, he is depressed. I figured it out because the connection is so simple. Failed kamikaze pilot, family dead, world war. He didn't care too much about Godzilla, but he had a lot on his mind. I like for it to be about Godzilla. Shin Godzilla is as slow as this movie is. I loved it. I think it's one of the greatest Godzilla movies of all time, but I don't want to see this one again. There's a new Godzilla trailer out. The MonsterVerse, Godzilla X Kong, the second trailer. Have you seen it? It looks ridiculous, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a movie where the human characters are concerned about Godzilla and King Kong. And that I am looking forward to. So that's my review of Godzilla Minus One. Go see it because it's good. Until next time, peace.